connected like we Siamese. We been on a run, feel like a crime spree. Talk to me nicely. I seen his face, yeah, on his white tee. Let's go.
Yeah, call the Sprite people. Hold on, private flight franchise sightseeing. Private flight, popped him in his hands, he was tight. Caterpillar robbery, I fought to lift it up. I went on the stand, told the judge, pass my cup. Ay. Ran up 20 million, told the devil, keep the look. Keep the hope. Pop, keep the smoke. Ay. Slay, talk to me nicely. Keep her on the chain, that ain't like me. Scots with no strings, you can't tie with the home. I'm higher than a plane, on where the Skypes be. Yep, in my slime tee. Prissy in his prime, yellow bone too feisty, clean him up, no knocking,
Yep, in my white tee, yeah, call up Pipe Williams for the hype, please. They gon' wipe you before you wipe me. Unboxes of checks, not my Nikes.
Excuse me.
Back in the hood of the cave, we built this shit off of paint. In the corporate building, I'm double cupping champagne. Come through in quintuplets, automatic, same name. Tryna show all my young niggas how to start up a league. Coming through with no top shit, showing them Mickey D. After 12 a.m. come through, it's special. Elevate up the top, this shit got levels.
It ain't just screens at my trap though. Shorty blowing up my phone at the back door. Steady on my line, she know what to ask for. Ain't nothing free in this world, it's a tax, bro. These niggas lying on their head, what the cap for? It's real lines in the den that attack though. That's why I'm good in my skin, I'm my asshole. I got these niggas sensitive and now they mad though, yeah. I ain't tryna hurt nobody feelings. Have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. I ain't tryna hurt nobody feelings. Yeah, have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. Take it easy, wanna fuck on Danny Lee. Started with backtrack, my blood with Cardi B. Make the stallion, I'ma put her on her knees. In the cabana, on my mama. Smoking weed, hot boxing in the sauna. I'm with Gucci, buying Dolce and Gabbana. In the jacuzzi, sitting, chillin' with my Uzi. I dish my amigos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. It ain't just fiends at my trap, though. Shorty blowing up my phone at the back, though. Steady on my line, she know what to ask for. Ain't nothing free in this world, it's a tax, bro. These niggas lying on their head, what the cap for? It's real lines in the den that attack, though. That's why I'm good in my skin, I'm my asshole. I got these niggas sensitive and now they mad, though, yeah. I ain't tryna hurt nobody, feel. Have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. I ain't tryna hurt nobody, feel. Yeah, have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. I remember when I helped the Chancellor rap. When he could help, he didn't. What's the chance of that? Had acid rap before that 3 up on his hat. But since we family, I ain't need nothing back. Started flexing, had a single out beside it. Started tripping, switched to up with Jeremiah. Niggas just capping out here, preaching to the choir. Had tracks with Ye before we leaked it through the wire. I ain't tryna hurt nobody, feel. Have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. I ain't tryna hurt nobody, feel. Yeah, have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. I ain't tryna hurt nobody, feel. Have some fun, stay the fuck up out my feelings. I ain't tryna hurt nobody, feel.
Burn on Lily Court, extra little corduroy, RP Coke, Brian, RP 24. I can make cool 50 can, less 24 out. Rhyme with the pack through Tennessee mountains. 50 and salt, selling lead 3 rounds. I'm thumping through it, I don't need no counter. Had to recess, potato, bit my neck, I'm a John. I got oil, I got him, I got wax, I got flour. Burn on pre-roll, finger, Pluto. Drippin' real hard when I hop in that Tudo. I just made a socket that plug named Hugo. 30 laptops in my motherfucking condo. White collar, got a nigga bond like Lonzo. These nigga overrated like Joe Flacco. Feeling like Jim Jones, nigga, I'm a capo. I'm flip roll, I'm feeling like Pop Smoke. Banana cream cake and my motherfucking hair wrap. Falling like smelled in the pack, get sent back. Falling like an image, I push nigga shit back. Make a hand so I listen in the bank, big fast. Make a hand so I listen in the screen, big fast. All shit talk, finna get nigga kidnapped. Just nigga got nigga finna gon' live dog. I'm empty out scene when I'm pissed off. On that wedding pie, it got me geek. My bitch said it twice and then she went to sleep. I dropped butt on the clock with the perfect technique. I'm in here from the ride, one grab a obliques. I ain't got time in the day, so my female be mad at me. And in that rest, I'm running up rapidly. She know I'm vicious, I'm fucking her savagely. She know I get rap, she know my mentality. Grew up in the trap, watch a couple young on nigga. Pull up in the Porsche, had a pan on nigga. Yeah, I pull up in the Dodge, had a ram on nigga. Anybody try, yeah, I'ma blam on niggas. On the headband, got 50 different girl line. Turn late, sun to a 5-5 hairline. Always over dripping, I start my own color line. Got 2 jet dog, I die for both mine. I ain't never satisfied till money increase. Fuck the profile, too many inquiries. They be low key, hang, I can hear them whispering. All these bad get trained, you can see them glimmering. Had to make a U-turn, I just seen a roadblock. I ain't playing no game, I ain't spreading no out. It's full moon now, so I'm burning moon ride. Looking on scheme, why is he on TikTok? Right now, Lily Court, it's a little court right. RP Coke, right, RP 24. I can make cool 50K less 24 out. Rhyme with the pack through Tennessee mountains. Feet salts and elite 3 rollers. I'm thumping through it, I don't need no counter. Had to reset, potato bit my neck, I'm a drowner. I got oil, I got hair, I got wax, I got flour.
A1's on for I'm feeling like Rocco. Big spinner, took a jet to Morocco. I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flocko. I came in a hard top, I'm still in the drop though. I can make the chart drop whenever I want drop some. I can get my big bro a dime, he'll pop some. These niggas not real slime, they impossible. I know that my awesome, when I'm playing possum. I come from a different type of craft, we don't gossip. Pussy nigga acting like it's up, we'll drop him. She digging the rocks in my ear, I'm a roster. Come from out the trench, getting played like a pop star. I be selling weed by the P like a roster. Who was in the car, only me and a chopper. I can make they heart stop if I decide to pop up. I can make a million every money, don't drop none. I found out a way to make $1,000 profit. Probably said smelling like weed in the cockpit. I done made a quarter this week in Harachis. Top model women trying to feed me a botchy. I done got too much to lose, I'm cautious. I done ran it up, I got 16 watches. Which one I'ma drive, I got 16 options. Hopping out 30 clip, bringing 4 pockets.
Right now, Lily Court, it's a little court right. RP Coke, right, RP 24.
This is Cardi B.
Non-stop.
Hip-hop. Non-stop.
Commercial free.
Stepped out of bail, I did a diddy bop. I had to tilt my hat at the city cop. I walk away free cause I'm innocent. And when I walk, the whole world know a nigga why. We been at the gas station all night. We been at the gas station all night. They done had the bag waiting all night. Tell them that it's lit, bitch, we on fire. Ay. Praise to the Most High. Ay. Praise to the Most High. Send it praise to the Most High. Praise to the Most High. Devil want a nigga show. I beat that nigga 1,000 times in a row. Couple weeks ago, he thought he threw his best shot. All I'm looking at is Twitter playing friend or foe. Cloud chasers need the relevancy. All talk come from irrelevant MCs. None of those guys are relevant as me. Guess what that means? I'm on a whole nother league. Wait, don't stop, let's tell another story. What the fuck happened to rap? This isn't for me. Never did I ever think I would see the day. Rap niggas telling the cops to come for me. They try to turn me to a cold felon. All they help me do is get some more millions. All I see is free toy. Homie, I was in Miami on the shore chillin'. I got a whole new chick, mean. We on the island and she fuck me like she off a beam. I'm out in Jersey and I'm ballin' like I'm off the team. I bought it for her, it's a Birkin or it's all Celine. Stepped out of bail, I did a diddy bop. I had to tilt my hat at the city cop. I walk away free cause I'm innocent. And when I walk, the whole world know a nigga why. We been at the gas station all night. We been at the gas station all night. They done had the bag waiting all night. Tell them that it's lit, bitch, we on fire. Ay. Praise to the Most High. Ay. Praise to the Most High. Send it praise to the Most High. Praise to the Most High. Soon as I get my masters back, they want chatter. Now I'm independent, niggas want fetted. White labels trying to turn my black folk against me. Been selling weed, that nigga don't offend me. Tell my trappers get blooming bags ready. We finna fill them bitches up with Mad Reggie. Take them to the block, sell them at exclusive price. And if they ask why it's trash, least the bag heavy. Devil want a nigga so I beat that nigga 1,000 times in a row. Ballin' on a demon like a pick and roll. She ugly, then I gotta hit her with the wall. Still up in this bitch going hard, nigga. Running through these bitches like a yard, nigga. I'm watching Complex for the talks, nigga. Cause it's an everyday struggle, fuck more, nigga. I got love for them till they count me out. Niggas mad, I spun they bitches like a roundabout. I see niggas tryna kick me when I'm down and out. But I came in here with a purpose, I ain't round for clout. Illuminati tryna get me, nigga. But I'm the one they gotta spare like intermission, nigga. I spent 4 seasons at the Four Seasons. I might even flex just for no reason. Got a penthouse in DR and PR. I call it pH balance and it's Puerto Rican. These niggas don't like me. I'm feeling Gucci, man, and I'm so icy. Wear these niggas out like a white tee. My comeback rate super pricey. Stepped out of bail, I did a Diddy bop. I had to tilt my hat at the city cop. I walk away free cause I'm innocent. And when I walk...
What up? I'm running late today. Trying to get this company up and running, man. You know, with these big calls. I had a call with anybody who y'all ever heard of Tom Windish. Getting him involved in some of the things we're doing. If you know about Tom Windish, you know he's a legendary promoter. Broke a lot of bands and so on and so forth. So shout out to Tom Windish, getting it popping. What's good, everybody? Hope everyone's well. You know, I mean, we in that post-Trump world, you know what I mean? So it's like exciting times. It's about like what's next, you know what I mean? And today I got a guest host coming, Alexander. Alexander, I sent you the link. Did you get it? Check your IG. Hope everyone's well. We're going to blast off in a second. I just want to get Alexander in here. So let me see where he's at. I know he was waiting on me. I was running a little behind. So, Alexander, check your IG. There should be a link in there to join me. And then we're going to get right to the music today because we're going to stop short at 5 p.m. sharp. Shout out to DJ Ski because he's interviewing Mr. Cartoon after our temperature check today. So y'all tune into that on Dash's channel and check out the Mr. Cartoon interview. So we're going to get it popping. Shout out to everybody in the building. Limbo, Joe Maddock, Space Cash, Fernando. Somebody said why they can't see me. Can everybody else see me? I can see me. Can y'all see me? Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's get to this music. We're gonna start off. I'm gonna do it the opposite way. I haven't been checking the going from the IG, the DMs. So we're gonna start it today from the DMs. So let's get it popping. Going into my DMs. I like that because I don't use, I ain't been playing music from the DM lately. So it's kind of like reverse order to get it popping. So right off the bat, we got LV Colt. And I know you're on your phone call. Oh, he sent it to the email, so I'll get you from the email. Lars, what up? We're going to start off with Fernando. Fernando, the producer. Top Shotter, what up? John Glass, what up? Tristan Wonder, what up? I owe you a phone call. I know that. Jimmy, what up? Okay. Stand by. We're going to bring Alexander into the building.
Fuck that door like V. Not that rock, that P. How many down in my sock can't hold my Glock? Reason I don't really like that shit. Young turn nigga can't wipe no bitch. Excuse my French, don't like no bitch. Limo 10 on fat, my cars, yeah, I had it hurt. So my bitch broke bad, I ain't had her hurt. Yeah, that's us. Two-tone AP, yeah, I'm bust. Got to hear from her, ain't even wanna fuck. Why? Slut, bop. Nothing on me from sex, everything revive. Old nigga told him bro should've died. No, he ain't Kim, dog, he ain't even try. Still a bet my last room dice in the hood. Take who chain, no, a bitch not good. Probably in some fast with a Glock in the hood. Course that take spell and walk on the wood. First turn nigga from the hood, they curious. Four cars about 5 and jury.
I get the comments with number that's period. I got your B on one, put on the mirrors. First young nigga in the A2 land, run a 14 mil, started 14 grams. Dope boy Dickies and diamonds and Tim. You shouldn't play with that boy, he is not one of them.
Bro, I kept taking L's, finally got me an M. Still making double, I don't call when I spin. That's 550 2018. Gotta come 20 if you hopping in the Benz. Young turn nigga from the D to the A. I'm rocking with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Braves. Yeah, we pay.
Yeah, we pay.
I'ma turn it up a little more this time. Used to dream about getting out, got it on dry. I had a spot I could varsity, what do you have? You buy 20, I front what you buy. I put on drip, I believe I can fly. Niggas know that I'm rich, but they know not to try. I had a show in Detroit and I started reviving. Spent 50 on all of the guys. All of these hoes and these stores make a mission. And plus I'ma tip them, they holding my size. Get in your car and just put on your flashes and follow the Hershey's. You say you gon' ride, cause somebody gon' die if they fuck with us. Turn a 5 to a dime, that's a double up. Fuck around, walk in church on my double cup. This shit that happen, I'm praying, I give it up. Take a stay with the wood, make them give it up. No, I ran through a meal every week off of weed. Bro, beat the truck, I can give me some street. Got a back in the pickup, I won't even leave. Run it up, fuck around, get a vet. DT, keep a hot boy with me, I got love for BG. Chasing his papers since 12 or 13, running around in these streets, it was me and Marquise. First turn nigga from the hood, they curious. 4 and cars, about 5 and jury. I get the comments with number that's period. I got your B on one, put on the mirrors. First young nigga in the A2 land, run a 14 mil, started 14 grams. Dope boy, Dickies and diamonds and Tim. You shouldn't play with that boy, he is not one of them. Bro, I kept taking L's, finally got me an M. Still making double, I don't count when I spin. S550 2018, gotta come 20 if you hopping in the Benz. Young turn nigga from the D to the A, I'm rocking with the Lions. Yeah, I'm rocking with the Braves. Yeah, we pay. Yeah, we pay. First turn nigga from the hood, they curious. 4 and cars, about 5 and jury. I get the comments with number that's period. I got your B on one, put on the mirrors. First young nigga in the A2 land, run a 14 mil, started 14 grams. Dope boy, Dickies and diamonds and Tim. You shouldn't play with that boy, he is not one of them. Bro, I kept taking L's, finally got me an M. Still making double, I don't count when I spin. S550 2018, gotta come 20 if you hopping in the Benz. Young turn nigga from the D to the A, I'm rocking with the Lions. Yeah, I'm rocking with the Braves. Yeah, we pay. Yeah, we pay.
Hip hop, this is hip hop.
Turn it up, this Travis Scott. Hip hop is on.
Let's go.
Don't never stop if you wanna be on top, bitch.
Low waist, fat ass bitch, tap in.
Oh, I'ma tap in for sure.
Tap in. Diamonds.
What up? We're back. I got my brethren in the building. Alexander, if you want to introduce yourself. I mean, the temperature check world already knows you, but now they get to see you, and you know what I mean?
Hey, man, it's great to be here, man. I'm Alexander Pade, as many of you already know. I'm a producer, and I just love being part of this community, man. You know, I've been collaborating like many of you guys digitally. I've been doing live streaming stuff, specifically live stream studio sessions. You know, we have an artist in, we have somebody like Vazen or John Glass coming in soon to collaborate on stuff
John Glass
to show the process. So
yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
It's dope. So welcome to the temperature check. Appreciate having you here. I've got the chat up so I can see what everybody's saying. Are you able to see? Are you still on your Twitch channel? Are you able to see the chat too?
Yes, and let me actually mute the Twitch. There we go.
Someone asked me about reconnecting with Rashad. Yes, that went well. We had a good conversation, and we're gonna rock. So thanks, Jimmy, for shouting that out. We're gonna start off with let's get right into it because we have a little bit of a shorter day today. I was running late, and then DJ Ski is doing a special interview after this with Mr. Cartoon at 5. So we're gonna cut it short at 5 today. Let's just get right into it. So right off the bat, we're gonna start with Fernando, the producer. Fernando always is pretty consistent.
Yo, I love it.
Cut it there. Instrumentals, I'm going to stop at 1:15. So just y'all know, everyone try to get it because I want to get to as many people as we can. Fernando, that was strong. I only have one comment, and that's just the Charlemagne in me, I guess. My only comment was it started so abrupt. that I would have loved some sort of intro into it. You know what I mean? It felt like it was like, wow. And it was just like right there. But other than that, I thought the Sonics and I thought everything else was amazing. Thoughts? What did you think, Alexander?
I completely agree. Like the thing about it is like, you know that it has a lot of potential if it can hold your attention for that long with relatively little change. And I think that exactly what you said, if you take away some of the drums at the beginning, just add a little bit more differential to it, that is just it's already fucking fire in my opinion, but it'll be even better.
Yeah. All right, dope. Up next, we got Cage, one of the homies. Let's go. He said he was in the studio with Michelangelo. Okay. It's one of his homies that he works with. Michelangelo, shout out to Michelangelo. He always kills it, man.
Shawty sent me to the solar system. I told him I don't need no assistant. I don't wanna be part of your system. If you make a yes, you better let me. I don't wanna be part of your system. Telling me I'm fucking with your system. So I'm going hard and heavy hitter down. I'm the highest breed, the top of the list turn. No, she liking me, said she wanna get her. I'm a bad bitch, just like she a guitar. Chicken baby, I'm just on the phone. If you want me to them, baby, just let me know. I just bring it down, no. Just get rid of that if I'm seeing a little frown, no. Bring the pussy to Vanity G, then bring it now, no. I don't wanna end up in if it ain't your style, no, no. I'm this MC. Put it up, I need the enemy. I can't remember shit, I think I got amnesia. She just wanna leave me, she's in the IV5. She just locked down that bitches at quarantine. I just be honest since I was 18. Rolling up the sweet, I've been rolling weed. I've been rolling weed, I've been rolling weed. If I go today, you won't forget me. If I go today, they're gonna remember me.
I want to shout out. There was a second artist on the track who I missed at first. It named Atrid the Great. Like with the number 8, so like Atrid the Great with in GR8, the number 8, kind of clever on the name. Shout out to Cage for the production. I like the kid Atrid. He had a really Michelangelo always does a great job, but the other kid had a really interesting. It almost made me think he had maybe an African background or something. Alexander, what do you think of that track?
Dude, that bass was super. I really like that. Like, I love hearing something that's not just like either an 808 or like just the standard stuff. So sometimes like something like that, if you keep going with it, can be like a signature sound. So it feels like something that you should just keep going with.
I think that's where I'm at right now. Like, to me, I need to hear something that's more clever than just the standard 808 stuff. I mean, there's a time and the place for the 808 stuff, but like right now, like bass lines and like just, I just want to hear that movement. I just want to hear the movement and the life of bass lines. You know what I mean? I'm getting back into my love of bass lines. So I appreciate hearing something like that with movement in the bass line. You know what I mean?
Sound design. And I've heard a lot more people talking about doing sound design in separate sessions too, which means that you're much more likely to get that kind of, unique result. So
also, what brings me to I wanted to mention, and I'm going to talk to everybody directly, but everybody in the chat and Alexander, show your interest. I was approached. I think we're going to do a temperature check sample pack with Loop Masters.
Really?
Yeah. So people from all the the dope producers from definitely will be the top of the class of the temperature check, maybe the top 10 producers from the temperature check. And we'll talk about that separately, but it's going to be dope. I think it'll get everybody that participates in it. We'll get VIP access to Loop Masters. And I don't know if you got VIP. I don't know if you know about Loop Masters. It's kind of like Splice, but not. And it's kind of ill. So it's a whole nother conversation that we will talk about later.
Are they like arcade? Like, like slightly larger?
It's kind of like it's all in that world. It's in like the arcade splice world. You know what I mean? And to me, there's pros and cons and unique things to each one. But this one, it's really dope. I like all of them. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just to me, it's about the creativity that you bring to these kind of products. So the fact that they really want to support things like Temperature Check and emerging artists, and emerging producers, that's really dope. So all the people that are willing to fuck with us like that and really work with us now, those are the people I want to work with. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't work with us once we're lit and turned. Like, work with us when we're growing and starting out. You know what I mean?
No bandwagon shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So let's get right back into it. Tristan Wonder, let's go.
Hey, rendezvous. Only me. What you wanna do? Rendezvous. I pull up on you quick. What you wanna do? You know you with your seeds. Set the time, you can set the date. Pull up on you, I'ma get it straight. Going up, yo, we gon' elevate. Tryna slap you in the escalate. Getting shuffled while I'm in Miami. Talk shake, fuck, you know you want it great. I'm feeling good, tryna get my brain bitch. Fuck your status, bitch. Rendezvous. Only me, What you wanna do? Rendezvous. I pull up on you quick. What you gon' do? You know you with your seeds. Hey. Gotta get it. Last time I tried to send you pin, get a bitch in heaven.
I'm gonna let you start. I'll start off this one with thoughts. What you think?
Honestly, I have like different head nods, right? And it's one thing if I'm going like this, but if I'm going side to side, bro, it's game over.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. The side to side is the head nod. That's a new. That might be a new T-shirt. That the side to side head nod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That might be the next T-shirt.
I like the space in that beat.
I like that. I appreciate the shout out in the song too, Tristan. So I got to give it the thumbs up if you give me a shout out in the song. You know what I mean? I'm fucking with it. I feel like he's one of the kids that been one of the OG original Temperature Check guys, and I just see him constantly bringing it. Like, you know what I mean? He keeps, in my opinion, getting better and better. So I owe him a phone call because even the song he played on the last Temperature Check, I was feeling so much. So I just feel like he's just getting stronger and stronger and more consistent. Because one of the things, not only am I looking for a dope song from somebody, but I'm looking at the people that are consistent. You know what I mean? That can come hit that open 10-foot jumper every time. You know what I mean? So it's the consistency that's important because that's when I know somebody's ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, good. I appreciate the thoughts on that one. Let's see what we got now. I think we got a BB Beats. This is Lars, my man Lars, a BB Beats called Seeds. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna start this one off. That shit had the barefoots jumping. That shit was. I think we talk. You know, you hear me say this sometimes too. Like sometimes people just nail the mix. You know what I mean? Like, and the one thing about what I love about the barefoots is the honesty. There's just they're like truth tellers. So if the mix is fucked up or if there's anything going on, they come out. It's glaring. When you get it right, though, it's the same thing. It's like, damn. So not only did I think the track was dope, the mix in addition to the track and the sonics of the track, the mix was dope. Y'all might want to start reaching out to BB to have him mix your joints. You know what I mean? And yes, that was a barefoot stunt right there. Yes. Shout out to Barefoot because I definitely want an endorsement. What you think?
Bro, I mean, I grew up on like punk rock, you know, like I was listening to Papa Roach. I was listening to Rage Against the Machine and all that stuff. And like,
I was listening to Black Flag on my bike ride today.
Yeah, dude. Like,
so yeah, I listen to some punk, just a couple bands I really like.
Hey man, like you said, it's Mask On. Like it's hard. Like and again, it has that space and like, you know, there was a little bit of smoothness underneath that hardcore bass that made it feel pretty flexible too. So I like that.
Yeah. All right, good. I think that got the thumbs up across the board. I'm getting really good feedback. Yala, what up, my man in Germany? He's in the building. Everyone said Rage Against the Machine. All right, shout out your favorite punk bands. Since we go in there, shout out your favorite punk bands. I'm gonna go with, if I gotta go with my top three, do your top three. I'm gonna go with Mars Volta. Nice hat. I'm gonna go with Mars Volta. I'm gonna go with Mars Volta number one because Omar Rodriguez is one of my favorites. I'm gonna go with Black Flag number two. And then I'm going to go with Dead Kennedys number three.
Oh, man.
Your top three.
Bands?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Rage, Papa Roach, and then...
Rage, okay.
Linkin Park. Like, because I had a really diverse set of, like, music interests when I was in, like, middle school, high school. So I only dipped a little bit into each. So that literally might be the only three that I can name.
Okay.
That was literally
I wouldn't call Linkin Park punk, but I fuck with Linkin Park though.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like that's
yeah.
But at the same time, the very first album I bought by accident, by the way, was a Papa Roach. It wasn't the actual band, but it was what's the word? When
somebody just shouted out Hybrid Theory. That's one of my joints. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, those are my three closest.
We got a lot of Rage guys in here too.
Rage is
shout out anyone if you didn't know it. Tom Morello from Rage just dropped an EP, so check that out. He covers a Jimi Hendrix song on it. It's a pretty fire cover. So shout out Tom Morello. Let's go. M yours from London in the building. Fam, we're in the building, fam. I'm gonna let you start that one off.
That was some Blade Runner like crazy shit right there. That felt
I
like
got a question for you, because this is one of the questions going on. I'll give you my opinion afterwards. Could you hear an artist on that?
I think it speaks for itself. I don't think it needs an artist on it.
See, that's my opinion. I'm getting a lot of. Somebody said FKA Twigs. Somebody said the right artist, and the next, like an artist could take it to the another level. I don't know that it needs an artist. I think it's got enough movement in it, and such great production that maybe that shit just goes on its own. Because I would just let that shit rock. As a matter of fact, after temperature check is over, I'm gonna play that shit again and just let that shit rock.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it was complex. It was transforming over time, and I mean, unless you're gonna do some like avant-garde, like maybe like an intro track or something, I think that it
Yeah.
really...
That's someone made a good point. It's a club record. I think so too, because I think you could just put that shit on. Matter of fact, I might even have to make me a little whiskey to that one when I play it a little again later. Certain tracks is funny, make me want to smoke weed again. I don't smoke weed anymore, but certain tracks make me want to smoke weed again. That's one. The next one we got my man Jimmy. Brooklyn Jimmy, where you at? I know you in the building. I saw you, but now where's the damn record?
Kage says Japanese whiskey music.
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. This is called On Fire. It's my man Jimmy Age.
I know we on fire, the whole city. I know we gon' ride, come roll with me. I know these girls fine, they so pretty. I know he gon' ride. I know Jimmy. I know we on fire, the whole city. I know we gon' ride, come roll with me. I know these girls fine, they so pretty. I know we gon' one time. I know Jimmy late on my born day. 2% the cornflakes. I'm the fucking truth, man. These things are like foreplay. I'm something they don't ever want to see. Like a court thing. They hate it, but they play me on the low. Like a porn tape. Great. Cut it with the beat. Here's the entree. I just up become a giant in the game. Entree. I'm the lady. My Chicano friends. I'm out of there. The prostitutes. Bye boom. Bitch, attract common use. Gotta do what it takes to make you see that I'm the truth. Honorable. Like the judge taking trips to Honolulu. If you think that I'm comical, you think I'm jelly like a fish and show you what my eyes do. Logical, thinking what to save you, but you got.
Whoops. Cut it short. Sorry. Apologies. Let me skip ahead.
You on the low, like a porn tape. Cut it with the beat, here's the entree. I just up become a giant in the game. Entree, I'm the lady, my Chicano friends. I'm out of there, the prostitutes. Bye boom, bitch, attract common use. Gotta do what it takes to make you see that I'm the truth. Honorable, like the judge taking trips to Honolulu. If you think that I'm comical, you think I'm jelly like a fish. I show you what my eyes do. Logical, thinking what to save you, but you gotta sue. Let's stop my business. Wipe the dust off the body shoes. On the streets and the convicts too. They can get the PO of Jamaica and Ghana.
All right, I'll start. I think it gave me a little bit of nostalgia. It gave me like, it was almost like, yeah, it's 2020, but it's because I think even the production, even though it's got sort of an old school feel to it, it still like feels young and fresh, but it definitely has a nostalgic feel to it. I think the rapping was cool, but I think it was more like a fun record more than like some really rappy Bart record. You know what I mean? Somebody said the verse seemed long. That might have been my fault because the computer skipped. So I don't think the verse was that long. What do you think?
I was catching a bit of a like Tyler the Creator vibe. It felt weird in the best way possible. And yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying about old school it really hit hard. Like when it came in, I was really loving it. I put in the comments, this is so good that I'm confused.
Okay.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the sound of it. I think I can't speak necessarily to it, but I agree. It felt like it was kind of the same, a little bit too long. But
Yeah.
as it might just be because you're skipping.
Jimmy said, I got bars too. That's funny as hell. He said, I got bars. Well, this one sounded like more like a fun record. Somebody said it sounded like a Tyler, the Creator vibe. Shout out to Tyler. I just bumped into him the other day. Tyler has a green Rolls Royce truck. Rolls Royce truck is very expensive, and then it's green, so it's very standout. So you see it. But shout out to Tyler. I love Tyler, Creator, because I think he's one of the best artists of this generation. Next up, we got Jack Lane. This is called Jacques Lane. This is called This Is My Blood. Workshop artist partner, Jacques Lane. It's already bringing me Griselda vibes.
Yo, let these motherfuckers know every time I go on stage, it's a motherfucking show. And turn this motherfucker up, cause I've been trying to be myself, but I don't think I give a fuck. Yeah. I don't got a lot, but I know it's mine. Ain't ever watched, but we knew the time. And we made it work for a little grind, it was overtime. Throwing clothes, and I started with pieces and skimming pros. And I became Sydney and a dough. And if we played the block, it was in the cold, it was freezing cold. It was froze, my clothes, they ain't fitting my brother's clothes. We all rockin' polos for the hoes. Big horses would hit a pole. Weed bags, it was give and go. Fucking on the hood, centerfold. For my mother, I would never fold. Laundry bags, they was in my room. Yeah. Make room, I got anxiety, it's through the roof. I see them on the corner, it was after school. What you wanna do? You wanna stop me out? You want my shoes? You want that new? You say I'm doing voodoo. We from that island where the trees fly. We in that chicken spot, that's where the bees fly. And I be showing love and it be non-stop. It turned me to a monster. Yeah, the towns turned me to a monster. Yeah. I don't got a lot, but I know it's mine. Ain't ever watched, but we knew the time. We made it work for the love of grind. My appreciate that I was only 9. I had to go get 9 to 5. Locking us up only for a dime, cause they locking us up only for a dime. It was just a dime.
Woo! First, I don't know who produced the beat. Jacques, if you're in here, let me know who produced the beat. First off, I got to say the beat switch was done and executed. To me, switching beats is a tricky thing, and most people get it wrong because to make it switch, especially from one sonic to a different texture sonic, is a tricky thing. That's why the Travis one works so well, the Travis one with Drake, because it's the beat switch works so good. This is one of those moments where the beat switch works so good. You know what I mean? So this made this joint. He's always a good rapper to me. Like, there's no question about his rap skill. But to me, it's also about beat choices. And I don't always love his beat choices. But when he gets his beat choices right, so that was I'm thumbs up on that one. I don't know how you feel about it, Alexander. Let me know.
I like how, because I was thinking Griselda too, and before the beat switch, right? And then it does switch, and like it's saying something, it feels so different, but it in a way that it also like sort of opened up the track for me. Like it felt like suddenly you have this aggressive opening with something that's a little bit more open coming out of it, and it feels like it would speak to two different audiences, almost like a transition track or something. So just in terms of like the genres that you're dealing with, the subgenres of like hip hop, I thought it was great, and you both were perfectly aggressive and balls to the wall. Like, you know, they that track up and
that's
around.
why that's a good point you put out, is that both tracks had the same sort of level of aggression, even though they were different textures. I think that's a good point you pointed out. I think that's one of the reasons why I think I really liked the beat switch. That I was like, oh, but I didn't lose that same feeling that the front Griselda part gave me. You know what I mean? That's dope. Somebody said almost couldn't find you. At Che Pope. Workshop 1, baby. Twitch TV. That's where we at. Joe Nomadic, where you at? Okay, I see him in here. So we got a world premiere today. I want to shout this out. Joe Nomadic, aka Semi. This is produced by Daniel Drums. This is a world premiere. The song is called it's Semi X featuring Van Buren. Let's go.
Listen to these niggas that's coming next. I said it for unimpressed. Insomnia, stare at my sleeping son when I want to rest. If I close my eyes, I kick the door and pull one in chest. That's why I got this rifle at this window. Like, bro, nigga, shit is not as impressive than me. Speaking conceptually, really, it's a shame that you thought you was better than me. Know this like a game, so I play it exceptionally. Niggas indebted to me, but still they bet against me. I feel like freedom too expensive in the world we live in. Turn common sense to a contradiction. Tell me how I'm supposed to kick it with niggas without division. And turn every time I'm chilling to a pussy competition. I don't get it. This energy is wicked. You tell me I don't feel it while you think I'm on my pivot. I type it, then I live it. I'm on right until I'm finished. I've been tied into the spirits. You've been minor interference. I dig it. Recently, I've been at peace and been living decently. Still feel the spirits, they love a piece of me. Pilots of the week, we throwing riots in the streets. Who got the heat for me? Commander-in-chief, and when not the brief, I can speak for me. I ain't got no fortress in mind, but I got solitude. Sipping from this fountain, making mountains out of molecule. Nappy black boots, I found the truth inside the follicle. Proof is in the prophet, I can promise you. Honest, I'm like Yami Yugi, I turn your goofy to pasta sushi. It's not a movie, don't try to pursue me, you got profusely. Come catch your vibe and get groovy. I got my tribe, my goonies. Coronavirus survivors, we all alive and woozy. It's kinda spooky, but truly, this shit is kinda goofy. But better safe than sorry. I take a break for all it. I hate to see it or say it, it's gonna take an army. I keep my faith and make me godly in this stupid party. You know the vibe is Boris, Osiris, Isis. You pay the price you in this life, and when you leave it's priceless. I'm courteous, they let me be virtuous with my vices. Despite this, I feel I'm impervious to my crisis. I listen to these niggas that's coming next. I sit and feel unimpressed. Insomnia is there. I see this sun when I want to rest. If I close my eyes, I keep the door for one chest. That's why I got this rifle at this window like brother X. Listen to these niggas that's coming next. Sit and feel unimpressed. Insomnia is there. I see the sun when I want to rest. If I close my eyes, I keep the door for one chest. That's why I got this.
Draco on me, mother wonder why I got that set. I can't go mommy. Some boy when I run up, shoot me in my cake on mommy. I'll get that girl I wanted, better late than never coming. Yeah. And that's what it's like being a visionary. Tell them niggas your plans, they think you live in fairy tales. Drop the singles on Bandcamp, shit from Betty Stale. From the queue on the damn gram, look like I never fail. They see me in person, they pick me up. Apply for unemployment, tell the girl see me up. Before they to see me up, I ran the city up. Then moved back to Florida, that's the man to city up. But every year I feel it, wish the band was still out there. Moving through the snow, niggas two-tone van. Do you see the scope? I'm a newborn man, but you're iconic. Sometimes ironic, never lied on it. My impact like comic, Marvel like comics. Make them Marvel like comics. Every time I write sonics, put that ice on it. Look at you real life honest. I really do clothes, I think I've been better. The ink goes on, they need more pen pressure, they be in the stew. With quick, writing bird shit, I be in the stew. Try to kill, try to mic shit.
Cut it off. I thought the whole thing was dope. Verses were too long. Just make the verses too long, make them long, and maybe if you wanted to come back and forth. Next Level Devil said that's that old school shit. I don't even think that's old school. Because old school is a little bit more boom bap. It's more like boom bap-ish. That's not boom bap. So that's still modern production. Maybe the way they were flowing on it, you might consider a little older because they weren't doing the straight young boy, trap shit. Rest in peace, King Von. By the way, I was a King Von fan, so I'm very saddened by that. So I wanted to give a shout out to the young men and the two other young artists that lost their lives as well with him. I was very saddened about that. We got to stop the violence and especially this black on black crime, artist on artist crime. These rap beefs ain't even real. That's not even real beef. That's just record internet beef. So let's stop that. Let's stop that nonsense. Let's just stop that. Rest in peace, King Von. Go check his album, stream it. It's important to, for his kids you know, and all that. So I want to go off on a tangent about that. I was very saddened about that. And let's come right back. First of all, I wanted to address a comment. Next Level Devil said, he made a comment. He said, not the type to sell records and streams, but the vibe is hard. I disagree with that. I think, and Alexander, you weigh in on this with me too. I've noticed through putting out records, even before we started putting out records with Workshop and Temperature Check, that you can't predict which records are going to go. You know what I mean? Like, so for instance, one of the records that hit 100K streams, as we know, was the Nico Crow record, No Way's True's Way, right? And that one is like, oh yeah, that wasn't a surprise. But then, you know what else did crazy stream numbers? Is the Nephew Sam record. The Nephew Sam record is not a single by any means. It's just a vibe record. So you don't know what people need to hear in their life, and you never know what's going to affect people. You want to speak on that at all, Alexander? What do you think about that? Just that thought of like, oh, we got to make this record because this record sounds like it'll do numbers or this will stream. What do you think about that?
Yo, as somebody who's earlier on in his career, maybe I'm limited in my ability to speak to it, so I don't want to speak out of turn. But you know, I think that there's records that fall into this category of what's expected or what already is accepted, right? And there's some stuff that's experimental by nature because it hasn't been done before or whatever. And you know, the rules change all the time. You know, they just do. So I think that to make a record, I mean, the only thing that matters really is like, do you love this record? You know, did it come from a real place? And other things matter, obviously, but the energy was obviously there, and you come up with the right campaign for the record. You know, who knows what
yeah. When you make a record, what's your process? When you start a record, what's your process? What are you thinking of when you sit down? When you come in the room and you're getting in the studio, you're getting you ready, and you sit down. What's your process? Walk me through it.
Well, so if I'm alone, and I'm making,
let's just talk about alone production right now.
You know, I almost always start out with the beat, and the reason why that is just simply because I was a DJ. I learned how to produce while I was going through my DJing career, and then I built songwriting on top of that. So I have a producer's songwriting process.
Yeah, so you come through sort of the track approach, and then right after it.
Absolutely. And so I'll make a beat, and I'll aim to make a verse.
You know what? Not to cut you off, Trevor, take us to standby. This is a call I have to take, so take us to standby. I'll be right back.
Respect is why I did it from the ego. Yeah, no, I can't wait today. Thought I lost it all like everything. Bitch like everything. Came back from my bag, I'm back to play. But don't play with me. I can turn it all around today. I ain't never late. I can't wait today. Bitch, I need my bed like yesterday. Bitch like yesterday. Be like night all the day. Bitch, don't play with me. I can turn it all around today. I ain't never late.
Double, triple, check. Gonna left a couple bags on the stack. Feeling like I owe a couple checks. Now I'm getting back like I never left. Banger left.
Bitch, I had to bust it, you. Came right back to get that loot. No, I had to finish what I started. No, it ain't too late to turn around.
Do not come after me. No, you don't wanna do that, nigga. And I'm hoping that you all agree. You don't want a problem. True that, nigga. And I'm schooling you all just a little, probably like you was a new rap nigga. And I'm claustrophobic a lot, and I think you better move back, nigga. Move back now. Please get up, wait for me. I don't really wanna talk about nothing. Shut up, nigga. If my money ain't what it's supposed to be, that's when a nigga guns start busting. Clang. Shells in the floor, more shots coming. And instead of you trying to talk to me, motherfucker better talk by running. Everything about me new. Bitch, I'm back and they don't know what to do. Best you ever saw, heavy metaphor, medical, precautions will be needed. Crazy like a pack of animals. Hope you all got a proper view. so sick, I need to let the doctor through. Look, yes, respect this rap. Never miss a step. Disrespect. Give a fuck about your plug. You know, be the plug connect.
That was, I'm sorry, guys. That was presidential candidate Mr. West, representative calling to coordinate 2024. No, I'm kidding. But it was a Mr. West call, but it was a 20. I'm kidding about the 2024 part. Sorry, Alexander. Can you finish your point?
Oh, no problem. So, yeah, start it with the beat. I will make like one verse, one chorus. And then, I'll usually print that out so that I have like, a 3-verse kind of thing. And I might change the bridge section a little bit or just like leave it as is. And then I'll usually write a chorus first and then a verse leading up to that. In fact, when I make the beat, I start with the chorus as well. Like I'll make the chorus and then I'll take things away in order to get the verse. And then, I'll add a little bit more to that chorus to create chorus 2. And then I'll make verse 2. And then the bridge will come after that. And sometimes I get the bridge done in the same session. Sometimes I get it done later or I add another artist to it. That's typically what I do. And generally I'll start with a sample loop.
Okay. And then just keep building and sort of, yeah.
And sometimes I'll like start with a sample and maybe the sample will be too full. Like it'll be good for the chorus, but I'll create like a thinned down version of the sample. Like I'll recreate the performance on guitar or on keys or some sample.
Gotcha. I'm going to ask that to the room. What's your process? Everybody put in your chat. Give me your process. And in the meantime, Pomegranate Shaw, it's called Hall of Mirrors. Thank you for sharing. That was Pomegranate Shaw. He's always very unique to me with his use of, he's very synth heavy producer. Always very interesting, his use of synths. I didn't love that one. It was interesting to me though. He usually has stuff that I really, really like. This one was cool, but I love his use of synths because it's always very original. And to me, that's part of an identity. And I love producers and songwriters that can establish an identity. And Pomegranate Shaw is definitely one of those people that has an identity. So I respect that. And that's to do that early on in your career and getting going, that is an amazing thing. I think you have that too, Alexander. I think you've done a good job. And I think at this point, you releasing songs every week and how have you been doing it? You've been in the gym. Well, I call the studio the gym. You've been in the gym so long that you've sharpened up your tool, that you've built an identity for yourself. That when I hear your song and I hear your production, I can tell it's you. A lot of times people send me stuff and every week, it sounds like it's a different person. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that ability. But in terms of like building a business for yourself and sort of some financial thing, you got to at some point have some sort of identity, I want to go through some of the processes. There were some good things mentioned here. Somebody said they start by throwing things at a wall. I like that because sometimes to me, just not really having something in mind is direction in itself. Some people start with drums. Some people start by melodies. Early in my career, I started with drums because it was all about the drums for me. I was a drum fanatic. I collected drum sounds. Everything was drum. So drum was just drum dominated. But as sort of hip hop changed and music changed and we grew and this and that, I got much more into songwriting and melodies and things of that nature. So depending on what it's for, if it's something sample related, then cool, the sample might start it off. But if it's something like more song related, then definitely melody or chords started off,
I want to sort of speak to that for a second and just say that like all of these, because I'm looking at the comments too now.
Yeah.
All these different processes, like anybody here who's like aiming at getting better, like write some of these down, because I think that we do get into our habits, right? Like we do the same thing over and over again. And for sure, like one of the biggest things for me when it comes to learning is like forcing myself to just do something different for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I literally have I have two things that I use. Like first of all, I have these wheels in this app that I actually put in, like start with sample or start with drums or start with whatever, and I'll spin the wheel and I'll just do whatever it tells me to.
Oh, that's dope. Kind of like making it kind of a random process, right?
Exactly. Like
yeah.
either creating like a starting point or a limitation, like, okay, you're not allowed to use 808s, you're not allowed to use samples or whatever. And over time you do that and it can really inspire some unexpected stuff, and it can inspire some growth as well.
Okay. Next Level Devil, he switches it up. Cage says it changes for me sometimes. I like somebody said something about mood boards. Mood boards are really important for me. I've been doing this for a long time, so getting inspired sometimes is very challenging. So for me, it's very important. I was working last night. I put Clockwork Orange on. You know what I mean? Like, it's always something for me, whether it's digital images or it could be a book like, I don't know how many people are into design, but I just copped this Dieter Rams book, and Dieter Rams, and he's a famous industrial designer, and that alone, his sort of futuristic designs from the 50s and 60s, if anybody knows Braun and knows some of that stuff, that inspired a whole, something I was working on. I told you I was playing from this. That was inspired by this. That was inspired by this book. So I definitely think that's good. There's a lot of good notes in this, and so any new producers, anything like that, I think please definitely look into the chat and take notes. There's some really good bars in there on the process. I'm glad you said that.
Hinde Wiley.
Who?
Hinde Wiley.
No, I'm not familiar. What's it? How do you spell it?
Khinde.
Khinde. Inde. And then W.
And then Wiley.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'm gonna put it in the chat for the people who don't know.
So, like for the cover, for instance, classic hip hop figures, black figures being portrayed in sort of classic Napoleon esque, like Roman, statues, paintings, that sort of thing. And it's one of the most inspiring books I've picked up. This random black chef that I met in Cambridge had this book at his restaurant, and I asked him to get it for me, and he did. And I look at it probably once a week because it portrays famous black celebrities in ways that usually only like Greek myth or white portrayed. And I think that
that's dope. That's fire. Yeah, that's a good point. Next up, my man who couldn't find us at first, Beats is Banging. What up? Beats is Banging. Let's go.
Don't stop, don't stop. Keep it moving, get it, don't stop, don't stop. If you ever get enough, girl, they move to make for us, girl. Moving that city, don't stop. Keep it moving, get it, don't stop. Cause I'll never get enough, girl. They move to make for us, girl. away. I need your space. And look for where those lights got me locked in a cage. You said I was gonna be the lesson. I got some balls in the bedroom, we should test it. Yeah, fatty Mike, we should step it. You got me hypnotized, body so infectious. Cause those are your touch, those that you want me, can't wait again. Don't stop. Keep it moving, get it, don't stop. Cause I can never get enough, girl. Baby, move them lips for us, girl. In this city, don't stop. Keep it grooving, get it, nigga, don't stop. Cause I can never get enough, girl. Baby, move them lips for us, girl.
I like the feel of that. I can't see the name that he says is on it. It's like some initials. JYJ Wiz is the writer. I like the feel of that. Beats is Banging is always very quality with his productions and the songwriters he works with and collaborates. Since we jumped on it real quick, what DAW are you using, Alexander?
I'm on Ableton.
Oh man, there's supposed to be an insane update coming. One of my good friends, Laura Escade, is first of all, she's an amazingly talented producer and songwriter, but she's like an Ableton whiz, and she's one of their beta testers and so forth. So she just announced, they're coming soon with it. They've been beta testing it for a while. Yeah, 11. So anybody who fucks with Ableton, you guys are about to be on fire. It's getting to the point that they're bringing it so much that I might really have to really investigate. Is it worth it? I'm a Logic guy. I love Logic. If Ableton keeps doing it, man, because the collaboration thing of Ableton thing, Logic is late with the collaboration part, and so I might really just have, because right now we're in a collaboration world, right? Everyone's collaborating virtually or in person or whatever. So the more people who have Ableton and can work together on the same sessions, man, so I might have to really take a deeper look in Ableton. Shout out to all the Ableton users in the building. I'm still a Logic guy. I'm learning FL. I learned FL over the summer. Actually, I learned it probably around February or March, and then left it alone. But now I picked it up. So right next to me is my FL computer too. So I jump back and forth now. So shout out all the FL people too. And by the way, we're talking with Razer, which is one of the main FL companies, Razer Computers, and they might be supporting us and rocking with us. So shout out to Razer Computers. Like I said, all these companies that really want to support young producers and songwriters and artists and really, really fuck with us and embrace us, man, I fuck with them back, because those are the ones that's how you make the next superstars. You know what I mean? Supporting them when they're seeds. You know what I mean? Not just, oh, let me pay you $1 million now that you're the shit. It's like, no, find me when I'm fucking broken, I'm the shit. And help me help me grow, help water the seeds. Next up, man, Tim Arrington. You go first.
Again, it's the space. You know, the fact that the moments when my head nod completes, that's where there was nothing playing. You know, it means that there's a perfect space for a rapper to jump on that or for a singer to jump on that. And so it's just like a really well made beat. He clearly knew exactly when to stop adding more stuff. So I really like that. And, you know, that's one of my favorite genres right now as well. So,
Yeah. I liked it because it sounded modern and synthetic, but tribal at the same point. Somebody said Limbo called it tribal as fuck, and I felt that too. But I also liked the fact that it was like digital and synthetic. So it was like modern tribal, and that gave me and you made a great point about the space. We all know Drake. One of the Drake's great qualities is that his tracks with space for his vocals, right, and feature his vocals so forefront. I think space is so important when working with an artist, finding, it's challenging as a producer sometimes too, because I like finding elements to go around a beat and in a track and things that can come in and out. But once again, that can clash, right? That can clash with, you know what I mean? Which is one of the reasons I'm working with this new writer, that shout out Bay, this amazing new writer I'm working with. She's like my Missy, if you will, because she's able to find her way in some of these confusing ass tracks that I'm making. But that's what I'm working on right now, is trying to study how I can accomplish adding these elements that I want to do, these Che production elements, but I also want to keep that space. You know what I mean? Because I really appreciate that about what the people, they shouted out some of the people like James Blake. There's an Australian producer named Taku that I think is really dope. Some of the Selection guys really are good with that. Sango and some of those guys. I think their space and their sonics are amazing. Anybody who knows Taku knows what I'm talking about. Like, he makes these amazing R&B records, and the vocals sit so lovely in them. Taku, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm putting it in the chat. Kind of like Toro too. Toro, tends to be able to work with some space as well. I think that's such an important thing. So shout out Arrington, job well done. I think that was amazing. This one's March 85. It's called Brown Whiskey. I'm gonna start off by saying that got the side nod from Alexander. That gave me that feeling right there. Woo! Woo! That's one of them things right there. That gets the right vocal on it. That's a problem right there. Woo!
Man, like, find the right person for that beat.
Shit.
Because there was no extra fluff on that beat. Like, I never got bored. Like, that could end up being like a classic record.
Yeah. Literally, that gotta find the right home. 85 hit me off after the temp check. That gotta find the right home.
That's great.
Next Level Devil said, man, listen to the kids. He said Griselda, maybe.
Bro, anybody. Like, I mean, not anybody, but like anybody dope.
The Next Level Devil, is that old school? Let me tell. I want to get Next Level Devil. He's a representative of the youngins, so we need the youngins to speak because it's all about the kids. All I do is listen to the kids. Are the kids fucking with that, or the kids not fucking with that? Next Level Devil, your opinion. I think I know how to make the kids fuck with it. He said that shit is super old school. He said the kids are not fucking with it at all. I could make the kids fuck with that. John Glass.
Combination, like
I'm an old motherfucker, so I don't have no problem with admitting my age. I know Buster's an old motherfucker, but I want to make sure Next Level Devil's seen the videos from around the world of all the youngins making dance videos off of these Buster songs. So he's an old school motherfucker. You know what I mean? He's a, so there is a place because when you trap it out so much and you give people, once again, shout out to Dirk, shout out to King Von. When you give him so much King Von, so much Dirk, so much, what's the kid? Damn, I just heard another NBA young boy. That's not what I was talking about. A bunch, just a bunch of that. When you give him that, they also need the yin to the yang. You know what I'm saying? So I love that because point to Next Level Devil, like it is about the kids. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that the old heads don't listen to shit too, but it is about the kids. But the good thing about it is when they get so much of this one thing, that creates so much opportunity for this other thing. And that's when I come in with the other thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I love for Jetson and Wheezy and Tay Keith and all these dudes to do what they do, because all that does is create more opportunity for others, you know what I mean, to come with the creativity. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what good music was. All it was the yin to the yang. You know what I mean? That's all it was. John Glass, who's coming to see you soon, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's called Get Bucked by John Glass. Let's go.
You a newly found flower, you were raising in the sun. You the choice that they picking, if they picking number one. Grew up happily with fun, in the fear we have to run. Because niggas talking crazy through their guns. Nigga, don't get bucked, 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 don't press your luck, 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 don't press it, nigga, don't get bucked, 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 don't press your luck, 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 don't get bucked, don't get bucked. Gotta get it again, gotta make that curl. People don't grow, that's what's wrong with the world. Your mind will be taking the time for the world. For every little boy and every little girl, I got problems on my mind. I got karma on the line. Believe me, everything is fine. When you gangsters carry lines, doing opposite of crime. But the toast is on his side. He was pushed, he was shoved, he was tried. I know why oppressor breaking don't get dry. In the soul that never rise. So let him be inside. That his tears is no to cry. It don't get bugged. Don't get. Nigga, don't get bugged. Don't get. Don't press your love. Don't get. Nigga, don't get bugged. You a newly found flower, you were raising in the sun. You the choice that they picking, if they picking number one. Grew up happily with fun, in the field we have to run. Just because of rule number one. Nigga, don't get bucked, 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 don't press your luck, press your luck, press your luck.
Alexander, what you think?
Man, like go it, like he was using triplets and shit. Like, I don't know, man. That, like the fact that he managed to go into that smoothly, come back out of it. I love that he let it ride with no beat after that bridge section. Like, that was really
Yeah.
cool.
I thought I was going to say that too. And Vazen just said it too. The arrangement is a pro. I think the arrangement is so dope. And I mean, I love the piano in the record. That give me that feeling. I definitely heard like Earth Gang, Jid, them Dreamville kind of vibes. But honestly, that just was a dope record. And I think it could be TDE, it could be any joint. Like it felt really dope. It felt fresh. And in the risk of sounding dated, you know what I mean, being the old head that I am, it gave me Outcast vibes, you know what I mean? So which to me is not easy to do, you know what I mean, to come up quality. So I thought that was dope. Let's put the young boy to the test, since he calling out. He got a lot of opinions, which I appreciate, because that's what the Temp Check is about. As long as we keep it positive, but that's what it's about. Damn, where did you send it from though? Yo, Next Level Devil, where email did you send it from? Because I don't see it. Because I want to get him on there. He's critiquing. In the meantime, I got Zion Iman. It's called These Days. Nope, it didn't work. Zion, you got to resend it. Zion Iman, your joint didn't come through. You got to resend it. This is Killer Yan.
Slow down. Here we go again. Said you better all alone. You know now. I'm doing last, so I really gotta give it some time. Going on like this is special, but it's nothing to me. It's nothing to me. So I let you go. Cause I'm a real man. When you give me a show, we might kick you real good one day. And then I'm the next time. Hear your feelings and go out my way. So give me a reason I want to. Give me a reason to love you. I wanna I'm gonna choose. You got shots. I want you. Speaking us. I gotta choose. You got shots. I want you. Speaking us. Sometimes you down. Sometimes you around. Say love don't cost if it's gone. You know I don't been around many girls for this long. I be young, ready. Studying, making a move. Sometimes I been tripping on you. I just don't want to let you. For you. Can you come into my room? I call something thinking about you. You gon' get me in trouble. Give me a reason to want to. Give me a reason to love you. I wanna choose. You got sauce. I want you. Speaking us. I gotta choose. You got sauce. I want you.
You know what? The first comment, I'm gonna let the first comment come from Limbo, because we need a woman's opinion on that. We need more women in the Temperature Check. My co-host, I'm gonna be bringing on a co-host next week. Also, who's gonna join. Thank you once again, Alexander, for joining me. But Zeely, one of the A&Rs that work with me at Workshop, she's gonna be joining us next week, and she's also gonna end up being a Temperature Check co-host, because I am gonna turn Temperature Check over to the youth. We're going to have some young co-hosts working with us on Temperature Check, because I want that. Limbo, what did you think of that? Limbo, child, we need a female's perspective on that one. What did you think of the Killer Yan joint? I believe it was two vocalists, and it sounded like he had a feature with him because I heard two vocal textures come in unless he pitched his voice down. Okay, well, in the meantime, Alexander, until we get Limbo's response, what'd you think of that?
I'm biased because I really love smooth R&B type stuff.
That's why you're the expert. That's why I needed your opinion on this one. You know that shit. That's your world. I don't, I know it, but I don't know it like you know it.
I really liked the sound of that. It felt I was hearing like a little bit of like Ty Dolla $ign in that.
He did shout out Ty Dolla $ign. He said since Ty Dolla dropped his album, he sent this is, I guess, in honor of Ty Dolla $ign. So.
Oh wow, well there you go. I mean, if that was the goal, then you achieved. I think it was tight. I felt like maybe near the second half, I was looking for a little bit more change in like that second chorus,
which is right on the point of what Limbo said. She said I liked it, but I needed some more changes with the vocals. Too mono, like in my opinion, but nice vibe. Okay, that was a good. Both of you guys spot on with your comments, but almost the same identical comments.
So that's where I was at.
Okay, great. Okay, well, overall, I think it was a good job, but I agree with you too. I felt like it got a little monotonous and redundant. But I guess if you're using it in a romantic situation, maybe that's what you want. I don't know. I've been married for a long time, so I wouldn't know. With that said, who we got next? Oh, we got my man. I got to find it. Next Level Devil. We got to get the young boy on. Let's see. I think this is the right one. Hopefully, he can tell me if this is the right one. I think it's he said play product, but I don't know which. I can't see which one is which one. So, Next Level Devil.
I look in the mirror, check my pocket and my hip, then I'm gone. Yeah. I look at these niggas and they ain't seen why I'm mad or why I'm off. Yeah. Shit. I look at them and see the opposite of me. I remember where I'm from, product of the streets. Remember where I'm from, product of the streets. I know niggas that got rich off risking felonies. Seen the pressure if they told them we got put to sleep. Seen the pressure, seen the buckle in the knees with a G. Will always be a G. Got in the zone, better put me right to sleep. Yeah. Chris the shit it's like the sea. Yeah. Diamonds in the piece, best believe I'ma make it back times 3. Best believe. I look in the mirror, check my pocket and my hip, then I'm gone. Yeah. I look at these niggas and they ain't seen why I'm mad or why I'm wrong. Yeah. I look at them and see the opposite of me. I remember where I'm from, I'm a product of the streets. Remember where I'm from, product of the streets. I look in the mirror, check my pocket and my hip, then I'm gone. Yeah. I look at these niggas and they ain't seen why I'm mad or why I'm wrong. I look at them and see the opposite of me. I remember where I'm from, I'm a product of the streets. Remember where I'm from, product of the streets.
We'll cut it short. That was pretty good. I liked the I actually liked it when it was naked and the way it started in the beginning. Actually more than when the drums came in, but the drums sounded pretty good too. It wasn't like the production on the drums was bad or anything like that. I just kind of liked the nakedness of it feel when it was just about the music and the bass. You know what I mean? And then the emotion in his vocal. So I like that one. That's a pretty solid one. Any thoughts?
I thought it was really solid. I love tracks like that. I felt like I was looking for something, maybe like a pitched up vocal, like I don't know, something that takes it beyond something that I feel like I've heard before.
Yeah. Okay.
know?
Just some sort of other little some little elements.
Yeah, I guess, but at the same time, if you add something on, maybe it's going to start making it a little bit too full.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like it felt strong, and I
Yeah.
was vibing throughout the whole thing. And I love Drake and all that too. So like that vibe like sits really well with me.
Yeah, I like the emotion that I heard in the vocal. So I like that part. Like, the vocal, it felt like there was an honesty to the emotion in the vocal. I think that was one of the things that I liked the most, which is why I think that I might have been chill or a little more sparse with the drums, or a little clever with the way I approach the drums to let that stand out a little bit more. You know what I mean? To be impactful in places. I missed this earlier because there was an error in it. So we're going to play this Design Iman joint. It's called These Days.
Change the culture. Say no to my lotus flower bomb, we was screaming at each other with my sister in my arms. I was suicidal, I was tired of being strong. Sick of seeing you struggle, was tired of writing these songs. But dear God, tell me what are we doing wrong? Dear God, tell me what is taking you so long? I don't wanna see my little sister crying anymore. I don't wanna see my lotus flower stressing anymore. And they wonder if he gon' give up. I'm gon' shine because the crowd don't let up. I'm gon' shine because the crowd don't let up. I'm gon' shine because the crowd don't let up. I know they wonder if he gon' give up. I'm gon' shine because the crowd don't let up. I'm gon' shine because the crowd don't let up. I'm gon' shine because the crowd don't let up. These days, I just wanna let you know you can do anything in this world. These days, I just wanna let you know. Yeah. To the kids in the basement playing their PlayStation. Skinny little niggas in here some weight train. On the way to Walmart to finesse some gold chain. Go to school with these gay highs and they did you take time so real. I ain't mad, get your name set, your name set. Call me ASAP time. Free fat for all the so I skip class. So we was cool smoking on them six. So to the times we should never get back. And they started off in.
I'm not gonna play the whole song. I like the feeling of it. Another one of those like the Jimmy joint earlier. It's got a little bit of that nostalgic feel to it. I think the beat dictates that nostalgic feel to it. I personally did not like the hook. I felt like the hook needed to be stronger. I felt like you had this catchy beat, kind of like an H to the Izzo type beat or a Kanye type beat. And if you think of like Jay-Z's H to the Izzo, that hook is infectious. H to the Izzo, you know what I mean? Dribble down the VA, and I just felt like it was missing that infectious chorus. What do you think?
I agree with that. I was having trouble hearing the vocal at all during the chorus, but that may just be because of the translation through the.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit too full at times, which is just another way of saying what I just said.
Yeah.
So I was definitely looking for something as anthemic as the beat felt. And if possible, maybe simplifying the beat in order to create space for that.
Yeah, and to Next Level Devil, that was definitely an old school nostalgic feel to it in terms of the beat. I think there's no doubt about that. I think, Zion is a young spitter, so he's always going to come with the 2020, 2021 young spitter, like young rapper vibe. So whatever, it doesn't matter whatever beat he gets on, whether he's on a trap beat or a throwback beat, he's going to always come, he's always going to be modern because he's a rapper from this generation's rapper. You know what I mean? He's not a rapper from 2010. You know what I mean? He can only be of this generation. It's just that he can really rap. Where some of the kids who jump on trap beats, they're not actually really rappers. They can get on a trap beat and freestyle a little bit, but they're not really rappers. He can really rap. So I think that's the difference there. I wanted to get on. So Vazen said you two got a collab. Let me see if I got it.
Oh yeah.
I would love to hear that. I want to make sure because we only got so much time today, so we got 24 minutes. So I know I'm going to miss some people. So I got to get as many people as I can. I'm going to try to get Alexander. Did you send it? Because I got something from you. Or is it? Oh, no, I got it.
Fusion sent one. I think I sent one.
I got it. Yep. So let me get to that. Shout out to Vazen and my co-host for the day, Alexander. This is their joint. It's called Ocho. Let's go.
We're the ones who took you on them trips. Showed you how to live. You know, we out here making them hits. Bad never shit, real never miss.
Baby, we can really get loud. Baby, so fake it. I know you've been waiting. So we can really get wild. See it in your face. I know you're trying to be patient.
Shorty hit my line, said I'm stuck up on the mind. I'm out here spending bread, she just want me spending time. I tell her that I can't, I'm too focused on my grind. She know a nigga winning, so she'll never cut ties. Still call us crimes if I ever need to slide. Put your pride aside, bro, I'm trying to save your life. I'm not playing at a rough bitch, fuck earning stripes. Trying to cut me like you told first, read me my rights. If you done without a cell, I know you my type. Trying to show you new things, let me enhance your sight. Foot fights, kids vibes every night. Sitting full of wins, girl, I know what you like. You can quickly go left. If you're not acting right, I ain't for bullshit. You ain't Scotty, I ain't Mike. Believe me, better views, course I like me spike. I know you had some dark days, I'm trying to bring you to the light, right?
Baby, so fake it. I know you've been waiting. So let me get really get wild. See it in your face. I know you're trying to be patient. I like it. Girl, you gotta hold up, fucking with my focus. Know you wanna know what, on the other side, but I just won't lie. It's not on my mind, I'm in the skies. The way you get smashed, my oh my. Yeah, you got no bad sides, and I checked all night, oh, yeah. I checked all night, oh, yeah. I checked all night, oh. I checked all night, oh, yeah. You really get loud.
Dope. Noise Kelly in the building. What up? I like the conversation I see going on, talking about rapper and vibe and flow and this and that. There's a good conversation going on in the chat. And it brings up a good point that I wanted to address. I do agree that a lot of what's going on and what you see success from is a lot of the melodic stuff. A lot of modern rap is very melodic. You know, a lot of these guys have melody and, you know, which they're, and some of them can rap and some of them are more just melodic guys. I think that's a good point, but that doesn't ever take away from the rap skill. Like, it doesn't mean you shouldn't, you know, like that doesn't mean don't front on a rapper, like a real rapper, you know, because obviously when you see the real rappers come along, they become the Kendricks of the world. They become the J. Coles of the world. They become the top of the game. So meaning you have those guys and they can become superstars too. So that's Drake. So what Drake is a little bit of best of both worlds, because Drake, I don't know, you know, for those who knew Drake, he was kind of like a backpackerish rapper. So he actually could hold his own with bars and rapping, but then he's the melodic guy. So he was kind of best of both worlds. But don't front, like, I know there's so many that are melodic, and you're right, it is about that feeling, because when you talk about Dirk and these drill guys and Pop Smoke, they brought a feeling. There's a feeling. Pop Smoke made you want to be in the club. You know what I mean? King Von and Little Baby, they give you the feeling of the street. You know what I mean? So it is a melodic thing, but don't ever front on the rappers. The real rappers are the real rappers. You know what I mean? And great job, you guys, on the collab. Very melodic. Who is the rapper on that?
So the rapper's name is Ocho, and then
so that's why. So the song wasn't called Ocho. Oh, Ocho, he was the feature.
Yeah, so the song's called Get Loud. It's
Okay.
one of the records that we've been doing these like episodes of like live stream and like filming.
Gotcha.
And the singer on the chorus is a guy named Notebook P, who has an amazing voice, and I definitely recommend anybody who wants to work with him. He's a Boston guy, kills it. Oh, both of them kill it. And then I was the second verse.
Yeah, you were the second verse. I recognized you when you came in. A great job, you guys. It sounded great. There was a little point that it felt a little busy, but it felt like it almost called for that. So it felt good. Um, you know what I mean? Like, so it was at one point it felt like it was a lot going on, but that felt good. Top Shot is up next. It's a Top Shot of Black Metaphor collab. Top Shot in the building. Let's go. Shout out Distro Kid. Cut it short because we got to try to get a few in, but I think we can both agree that felt good.
That's crazy. I love that.
Felt like that just felt really solid.
I was like freestyling under my breath and shit on that. That was really good.
Yeah, see, that's one of those, right? I get the, I think certain joints are just good music. You know what I mean? I didn't even have a critique for it because I think it's good music. This is Limbo. It's called Endless Gravity. What you think? I got to cut it short because we got a few to try to get in. We got 15 minutes left. Alexander, what you think?
I thought I wish that there was some sort of like a arpeggiation or something, some more movement in the beat. It felt like it was sort of sitting, like it could have had a bit more bounce, I think is probably what I was looking for. But it was like close. It was right there. Like add a little bit more in the background, and it's gonna be like perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I think Limbo did her job. I think vocally it was there. I think production wise, that's what needed some help. I felt like overall the track itself just can get me better, just in terms of leveling up the production. I felt like the production was basic and needed to go, which is solid and basic, but needs to be elevated to a level because I think the vocal and where she's going melodically, if you bring that production sensibility to it, then the whole record gets elevated. You know what I mean? Because I think she did her job.
Too, because usually there's too much in a record, so
yeah,
a little too sensitive, rare.
I'm gonna try to get some people I wanted to get in here. Got my boy Jane Beats. It's called let's see. Trying to get to some people that we missed at that. So Jane Beats is called Hustle. Got a little redundant for me. Pretty good. Started out pretty good, and then it got a little redundant for me. What do you think?
I agree. I think that main synth that started at the beginning should only be happening at the chorus. Let those drums rock, and let like the bass and the drums rock. So if they did that, maybe that could take it way further. Actually, that sound would be a lot more interesting if we only heard it during the chorus. Also, turn that down a little bit. Turn it down.
Yeah, I think same thing what Space Cash just said. It had him at the start, and then it kind of lost me. I just think to everyone's comments, I think you're right on point. I think it just needs more work in the arrangement. You know what I mean? And then because that synth that started out, which hooked me in, really started getting like in my you know what I mean? So Panay, what up? Let's go. Let's get right to it. Felt great to me. What do you think?
Yep.
Love that.
Slightly nostalgic sounds.
Yeah. Someone said send that to Buster. I felt like that was hard. It just felt that just felt good and crispy right from the door. Like just the way it even came on right in the beginning, just like that. Almost came on like some Wu-Tang shit. Somebody just said Method Man would kill that right right as I was saying the Wu-Tang thing, someone brought up Method Man. I thought that was dope. We don't have much time. Once again, Alexander, I wanted to thank you for being here. We got 9 minutes left, so I'm going to try to get to as many as I can in these last 9 minutes because we've got so many great submissions, man. I just wanted to this is Nick Rose. Nick Rose, where you at? I know you're in here. This is Nick Rose. It's called 20 Years Freestyle.
Just woke up and y'all still don't get it. We're still gonna fuck you, taking us up credit, building up credit. Taking every stride with a spoon full of prize, getting by my aesthetic. The fuck is pathetic. Very time mention my name, and when I keep around the ass, who said it? I couldn't hear a pin drop. So kick cracks, baby, I'ma need some headphones. Big voice far from my side. Every time I step out, I feel a solo ride. I can't get up and smoking high. I can't do the mix, and I'm only one man with my own surprise. Every time I play with my own demise. Every time that I smoke, if I close my eyes, I see the star combination of black color and the only I can see if I raise what I said to me. I think it's rushing me now, keep me track of where I buy, sleep with my inner down since the beginning of the day. These are words with a pen and pad, the everlast walk through the pennies of 11 way. Had to formulate a paper for my back, this is maybe I relax when I got a couple packs, my name. Tell them to bring it back to back, so we check everything. Gave me my flowers before I'm deceived. It's all that I'm asking, I know it won't happen, but I might just find it at least. 20 years older, millennium style, to get off the rat, I was the beast. I was corrupt, even though we broke up, it's just things have been crying out for the police. You never understand with all my brothers and sisters, I'm tired of all of this greed. Going this time to our history's local words, I'm on it, these things, I just get popping, I might just be told so. I'll be a permanent and know that I earned it, but once I get terrorists, that's my son. I'm anxious to touch the jury, and I'll execute so from day, might be still jumping, I still don't get it. We're still gonna fuck you, checking us up Reddit, building up credit, taking every stride with a spoon full of prize, getting by my aesthetic, the talk is pathetic. Heard y'all mention my name, and when I came around to ask who said it, I couldn't hear a pin drop, so kick rocks, baby.
Cut it short, but that felt good. It drops on all platforms this Friday. That was written, performed, produced, mixed, and mastered by Nick Rose. Alexander, thoughts?
I really like that. I think I do wish, that there were times when the drums came out and you let the voice speak out. That synth and that voice together would sound sick. But otherwise, it's a really great sound.
Yeah, especially since he was doing that that freestyle that just where he just kept rapping, like that long thing. So I think having those moments and those dropouts would have been good because it is this long freestyle. So that would have been dope. But I thought the beat was dope too. I really like the feel of the beat. It just gave me a vibe. This is Chase Freeman. Yep. I thought we had 6. We only have 2. Okay. All right. Chase Freeman. So they told me we got 2 minutes left. So we're going to hit this Chase Freeman and then we're out. I wanted to shout out Chase Lieberman. I know I missed you. I got everybody coming Tuesday. Get this last Chase Freeman and then we out of here. Temperature check. Appreciate y'all. Chase Freeman, let's go.
Straight, off the touch, you got out when I'm on the deck. Shit, slay 10 to 11, nigga feed me.
Chase Freeman, and we out. Temperature check. Love. Alexander, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right. And we're getting the Artist Journey album ready, so I'll be talking to you about that because that's finally come around. It's finally time for that.
Yo, man, looking forward.
All right. Peace. Temperature.
I've been moving them out and steal it with me, then he got the blues in the pouch. Took her to the forest, put the wood in the mouth. Bitch, don't wear no shoes in my house. The private I'm flying in, I never wanna fly again. I take my chances in traffic. She sucking on dick, no hands with it. I just made her